What's wrong, buddy?
I'm getting old.
What do you mean?
I covered it. Right there. A little gray hair. My nails are gross right now. Right there. Hello.
Greetings,
Greetings,
people
of
the interwebs.
of Earth and the webs. We just saw M. Night Shyamalan's Old.
Shouldn't have got me like it did.
What?
Shyamalan's
Gold.
Yeah.
And Gold.
Gold, yes.
Gold. Henry Golding.
Harry Golding.
So we saw Old, as well as Snake Eyes, but we did that in another video.
Mm-hmm.
So Old is M. Night Shyamalan's latest film. Filmed during the pandemic in the Dominican Republic, I want to say.
I think so.
I believe that is correct. Correct place here if that is not it. And it is starring Gael Garcia Bernal. I should have looked this up. Thank you. Vicky Creeps, Rufus Sewell, Alex Wolff, Thomas and McKenzie, Abby Lee, got a whole bunch of people. Ken Lung, Nikki.
You can't forget mid-sized sedan.
Mid-sized sedan, played by Aaron Pierre, and
there's a lot of people.
Yeah, a lot of people. Yeah, it's a movie.
It is a movie.
Came out. It's essentially these people go on a beach, and the beach you age in like 50 years in one single day, and that is the premise of the film. Apparently, it's based on a graphic novel, according to the credits.
It's called Sandcastles.
Sandcastles. And this movie was frustrating.
That is a good word for it, actually, yeah.
Because it has so much potential. It is such a cool idea. There are a lot of really cool parts. And before we get into any more detail, Glenn and I are probably not as hard on M. Night Shyamalan as other people are. We both have soft spots in our hearts for him. Ooh, he's got a truck!
Wow, the Hemi! I can hear it. Oh my goodness.
Wow. You know, I genuinely like most of his movies.
Yeah.
Even the ones that a lot of people don't like. And I have a soft spot in my heart for him because he's like the first filmmaker that made me really want to make movies earlier in his career.
And he was from Philly, so
he's from Philly.
Like that extra spice.
Extra spice.
Extra
spice. And we all know how his career's gone, peaks and valleys.
Yeah.
This one had a lot of good things, but M. Night Shyamalan's weakest writing has always been his dialogue, in my opinion. Even with like The Sixth Sense and Unbreakable, movies that are strong overall, the weakest parts are dialogue. And this really fell to the dialogue. It's filled with a lot of exposition and a lot of awkward dialogue overall.
It's also how people perform the lines, too.
Yeah.
That doesn't help at all.
Yeah. I mean, granted, this isn't a huge part of it because we know everyone in this is capable of good acting, and they all have strong moments, but there's just a lot of the characters are played by actors who do not have English as a first language, and it kind of makes certain aspects of what they are saying clunky.
Yeah.
In a way. Like, what they're saying makes sense, but it's clunky in the way they say it. And I'm not sure... It's hard to tell if that comes from direction or... obviously, it comes from writing in some part, but, like, the actors could have changed the dialogue a little bit. But there's just a lot of really cool stuff in this that I feel like gets overshadowed by how clunky it is overall.
Yeah, it's the parts where you're kind of hanging around the people or, like, the worst paced, it feels like, which is funny because this is a movie about how fast everything is going.
Yeah.
But those moments where you're sitting with characters, you know, kind of just discussing everything is definitely the weakest moments of the whole movie.
Absolutely.
For sure. Besides that, for me, it was the cinematography hurt a lot to watch.
It was kind of,
They were always really good close up or medium shots, or I mean even the long shots, but they would get to points where it was always too close, almost the whole time.
Yeah, there were
too
definitely
personal. It felt like. You know?
Yeah, definitely. There were aspects of this cinematography that I like. That there are some times when, there are two characters breaking the edge of the frame, and it's not focusing on the middle ground that is empty, but it's definitely a weirdly balanced thing, which I liked for the most part because it really made it disorienting.
Yeah.
But you're right. There are some awkward parts where it's just like too close on people.
Like they were good. They were always good shots.
Yeah.
Or
it cuts off the top of their head when it really shouldn't. And that might have been a projection issue. I doubt it in the age of digital. Projection issues don't really come across because they're calibrated. Where in film, when I was a film projectionist, you had to make sure the shot was good, or the projection was good every single time. But yeah, it was just kind of awkward in a way, the way they framed it.
It's just some things just didn't fit into the frame, and I guess that might have been purposefully.
Yes.
Who knows?
It didn't feel purposeful, which it should. There are some parts that did feel purposeful. There's a shot where Ken Long and Gail Garcia Bernal's characters are like at the edge of the frame, and it's focusing on the sky. And that was really cool. That felt purposeful. But there one shot, if I'm going to bring an example, this woman's holding like pool noodles, and it feels like it should be focusing on her because she's talking, but it's
focusing on the pool noodles.
And it works at the end of the shot, but the shot is probably 20 seconds long.
It's so
and
long.
For the first 16 seconds, you're just like, go up a little.
Yeah.
Go up a little. And then at the end, you're like...
We're looking at those noodles.
We're looking at those noodles. But there was a lot I liked about this.
No, there was a lot. There was a lot there for sure that was really good. Definitely just the concept, period, which was really cool. And I liked the ending too, which we'll get into. I liked part of the ending.
Yes.
I didn't like the complete ending.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a bit.
But the concept was definitely easily the best part about it, and the actors too. I mean, and their whole little stories. But the worst part about that was the dialogue going into it. But the core concept of it all, it was really cool.
Yeah. There were, because of the concepts, and some of the characters start off as children and become adults throughout the day, it made a lot of awkward situations purposefully, where the one mother, the first time she notices her son is looking older, she's kneeling down and he's standing right in front of her, and she just notices. They don't show it, but they hint that she notices that his dick's looking bigger.
Just a little bit.
Just a bit. And not obviously it's a mother.
Good for the kid.
Good for the kid. But she's just what? This is my son. So it's stuff like that where it's just it would be awkward when I'm sure when parents realize that their kids are finally becoming grown-ups, it's kind of awkward, and it's really awkward if your 6-year-old kid
he immediately just becomes 11.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's hanging his own pool.
So, so there's parts like that are a little cringy, but it's not to the detriment of the story. It adds to the story, but it also is muddled in with a lot of really clunky dialogue. So it's kind of a weird balance in that way. And I would say the second act and most of the third act are really strong, but there's just a lot there that kind of brings it down a bit.
It's the pacing within it and the core parts in it that just kind of stretch it down a little bit. I think I was sad because I wanted Mid-Sized Sedan to be in it longer. Yeah,
Mid-Sized Sedan was one of the actors, or one of the characters. He's supposed to be a rapper that the kids know, and again, that kind of comes... I don't know if that is a character in the graphic novel or if that's a character that M. Night Shyamalan created, but I could definitely see M. Night Shyamalan being some rapper names are dumb. He's going to have a dumb rapper name.
Yep.
Mid-Sized Sedan.
Mid-Sized Sedan is his
But
name.
He's... Yeah, he'd just go, damn.
Yeah, he says damn at least a total of 5
I love
times.
it. I love it.
Great. Just like the timing of each one was just like, damn. Just something happened. Damn.
Yeah. But there was a lot of body horror in this, which I liked.
Yeah, all the action sequences like going on with the people were really cool.
Yeah. It's really just like the down moments that were kind of clunky. Should we just get into spoilers? Because
it's
I got
really hard to not.
So yeah. Spoilers. Because of the day, like the rapid aging, it kind of had some. I don't know if I want to talk about the beautiful moments or the horrific moments at first.
It's a hard choice.
It's a hard choice. There's more horrific moments, so we'll go into that. But like when obviously becoming a teenager, you get horny. It's no surprise. Everyone gets horny. But the two characters who were kids at the beginning, it's hinted that they get it on, and the girl gets pregnant, and just seeing a belly grow real fast is kind of terrifying.
It is absolutely terrifying.
Seeing it happen slow is terrifying. As someone whose wife just gave birth, it's I don't want to say it's terrifying, but it's definitely just like, this is weird.
Well, yeah, you just went from waiting 9 months to 9 seconds.
Yeah, exactly. But it's got a lot of cool stuff like that. And then the one thing I really liked is Abby Lee's character, who's kind of obsessed with looks and everything, and even tells her daughter not to slouch because she'll get a hunchback, and that's not attractive. Of course, she's going to get a hunchback. I thought that was
really cool and subtle way in the beginning to nod that was going to happen.
Oh yeah, because it's like you don't even think about it until it starts happening. You're like, she said you're going to get a hunchback.
She even says she's got calcium deficiency, but like you don't think about that while all this shit's going down.
Yeah, and then like her transformation was by far the most horrific because she goes through the most drastic transformation. She's this really attractive young woman, and then becomes like this old hag with a hunchback, and then she
basically becomes a witch.
Yeah, because they
whose favorite person in the world is Mr. Glass from Unbreakable.
Yeah, so they break their she breaks her bones, and because it's rapid, healing is rapid as well, so it heals in like the wrong way, and she just becomes this really contorted figure, and it's kind of heartbreaking in a way.
Oh yeah, it's super crazy to look at.
She definitely mentally goes through the most anguish.
Oh yeah.
And it's because I mean the kids who grow up real fast are relatively
they're just growing up having sex.
Yeah, they're just like, wow, this is weird. We're adults now.
Yeah.
The fuck. But yeah, Abby Lee's character is just like goes through this horrific transformation. I thought that was one of the best parts of it. And then if we're gonna get into the sad bits. But beautifully sad bits.
Beautifully sad.
The main character, the main adult characters, played by Gail Garcia Bernal and Vicky Krieps. I wish I knew how to pronounce her name. But they kind of have this beautiful moment where they reconcile because and then they are just sitting at the beach, kind of forgetting that they went through all this horrific thing, and it's just a beautiful moment of them dying as if they lived their whole life together, and that was so strong, and it kind of made up for some of the worst parts in the beginning. But yeah, I thought there was a lot to like about it, but it is brought down.
It is give and take, because there's a lot there that you do like and that you do want to see more of, and then there's a lot that's kind of a little too close, a little too personal, a little too talkative. And weird.
Too much exposition.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. Did you want to get into the ending a bit? Or?
Oh yeah, I'll get right on into that ending. I really liked the ending because it basically was just this whole study for like diseases and trying to cure diseases. So like it was cool in that sense, instead of just like some diabolical company like going, we must boost the numbers. We need more.
There was a reason.
There was a full reason why they were doing it. They were trying, although obviously it's very not great that people are dying but like it was for a good cause, so it kind of made it worth it. And then the 2 kids at the end, they survive, and they shut down this company basically that is trying to get, obviously in a bad way, trying to cure diseases.
Yeah.
But I really liked that until the kids kind of jumped in. Like if they did die on the island, I would have been okay.
Yeah.
And then exposition found out what was going on with the company and the island.
Yeah, and
I liked that.
Right when the credits started to hit, and this is I admit is kind of cocky of me, but I leaned in. I was just like, I want to remake that because there's so much great stuff there. And I absolutely would have just had the 2 kids die and have it continue. I agree with you where the fact that there was a reason for these people to go through this horror. Because, going in, I was just like, doesn't this hotel know that there's this weird island that people keep disappearing on? And then they make it make sense. And, it's not like an evil corporation, like you said, but I would have absolutely had the kids die and had to go. And then, but I did feel that the explanation of who they were went on a little too long.
Yeah.
Again, that's M. Night Shyamalan's dialogue. Sometimes he has great dialogue. Sometimes you could tell he's struggling to get it. And I kind of wish he would work with someone to get the dialogue up there, because it really could fix a lot of his issues with movies.
I can't remember if he did most of this himself as far as like paying for a lot of stuff or not.
He's been doing that a lot lately.
Yeah. I mean, it gives him more independence to actually do things.
Yeah.
But I mean, it was cool that he was able to go during the midst of COVID and go film on this island and stuff. And it was like a small crew except for, the hotel parts.
Yeah.
So I think it was really cool, a really good accomplishment, and that he has been doing very well. And
lately,
that's awesome, and you love to see it.
Regardless how you feel about him, I am always a fan of people that get to keep making stuff, even if their stuff doesn't do well critically. A lot of people hated a lot of his movies, and I understand that. But if he had stopped making stuff, we wouldn't have gotten this. And this is probably one of his most ambitious films in a very long time. And I think, kudos to him for getting it done. It's so close to being a great film that it's a little frustrating. Yeah. But it's definitely one of his better ones in the past 15 years, maybe.
I think easily, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know how mumuch more I've got to say.
I don't have much to say.
It's better than I expected, but I wasn't expecting bad things.
Yeah.
And I'm happy. I'm happy. We got to have this moment. I've been really trying, babe. This moment together.
Got to have it together.
It was so cool.
As much as I talked about the high parts of this, I feel like it is bogged down enough for me to give it a 2.5 out of 5, right down the middle. That's mainly just because what it could have been.
True.
And but I do think there's more good than there is bad. But it could have been great.
Yeah, I'm sitting over here wrestling a 3 or a 3.5. Oh my goodness.
Oh.
A little bit. I think 3 would probably. 3.
If I could rate.
It might go
if I could
higher,
rate the second and third act.
Mike and I kind of both sat on it, and these are going to be our new scores right about.
Separately, I would say 3.5.
Yeah.
But that first act is so bad.
Yeah.
What's
your name and occupation?
Oh my God, I wanted that kid to die.
That character
in the
as a
movie.
Whole, that
in
character
the
as a whole was pretty rough.
Yeah. Alex Wolff did a lot of good stuff with it. But yeah, took a while to get there.
I see what you did there because of time. It was so weird.
All we have is time. I was just going time.